You're watching the concluding episode.
For music now, you had a particular kind of music that you love. You're likely to remember that song, that tune, if other sensory aspects of your being also get associated with it.
But see how it started.
Only that in the day-to-day living, it works out in different. Talking about this memory subject and with respect to your brain and the way you live your life from your person. In the earlier sections of this aspect, we established that memory is a recalling of an event that you perceived by sound, by touch, by any of your sensory perceptions that you are trying to bring to the present. And it happens when the time you have that sensory experience, if it's something that you consider a very pleasant thing, a very significant thing, doesn't have to be pleasant actually, because there are times you choose to keep in your mind something terrible that happened to you before, so you can use it to make some judgment decisions down the line, right? So whatever it is, you want to bring it to your presence, to your mind now. Okay. We say what first has to happen is that at the level of the hippocampus, the brain, one section of the brain there, and electrical wiring takes place. The nerve cells that fire to activate that process of you when you receive that sensory information. The nerve cell, the particular set of nerve cells will fire, whether for vision or whether for hearing or for smell, and they will generate a pattern. The patterning is what makes you to be able to tell that the smell is pleasant or not pleasant. It's what makes you know that the taste is good or not good. It's what makes you know that this music is something you like or you don't like. It's because they have a particular pattern that speaks to pleasantness, you think pleasant, badness, you think badness. So that gets recorded. And that has to do with what we call neuronal plasticity. Nerve cells have sproutings from their, some group of nerve cells have sprouting that already form a pattern. And to keep that memory for longer than just the now, a new thing needs to happen. That thing needs to be long-term potentiation. You need that to be encouraged, it has to be solidified over a long time, if you like. It has to be solidified over a long time in another aspect of your brain. But the one thing that does help that to happen better is if that particular, like I used earlier, if the music, let's say for music now, you had a particular kind of music that you loved, you're likely to remember that song, that tune, if other sensory, apart from the sound, the hearing, if other sensory aspects of your being also get associated with it. If at that same time that you are perceiving that good music, you also have a pleasant odor that pleasant aroma, pleasant smell that you associate with good things in your life happen at that same time. Or even more commonly, there's a visual association. If as you are listening to the music, there's also the sight of that's your favorite musician singing the song. And so all of his body mannerism, all of the way he enunciates, all of the way he speaks the lyrics out, they will all add up to your hearing. The visual adds up to the hearing to make you remember. That's how you remember. But it also works in the negative. If there's something that is a not pleasant part of your life and you want to keep it, you decided you have to keep this experience because you want to be able to refer to it tomorrow, either to make a terrible judgment to deal with the man or to at least know to not run into the same pit the same second time. You also keep that unpleasant memory, won't you? So the point is also that we're trying to now make is to say, but sometimes you cannot be sure whether your memory is playing the truth or not. Is your memory playing the truth? Now, the question now would be, the first question is, what is the truth? What's your truth? What's your truth? Your truth is that you should live a life that nobody should hold you accountable. And so one man stands in front of you one day and tells you, and he speaks to you in firm term, something he considers you have not done right, and he tells you how it is wrong for you to have done it. If your truth is that nobody should be talking down on you, you will recall that as an unpleasant experience. And you recall it down the line as a memory of a terrible thing that happened to you one day like this. You will never forget that in your life. If you go inside your grave, you remember it. If that's your truth. Now, if your truth is that, okay, life is such that where you need to defer to elders, even when the elder is wrong, the benefit of the doubt should be eased. So if it tells you something, we overdose a bit, and who doesn't overdo something? None of us is perfect. Even the one that's trying to correct the next person, he cannot be perfect himself. So he will make a mistake. But if your own concept of life is that, okay, to the extent that somebody who's ahead of you in life, either by age or by experience, is telling you what you have done wrong, what you consider you have done wrong. If you take it in good faith, that okay, it means well, even if some of his methods are not as pleasant as you like it. But at least your truth is that he has a right. In fact, you rather not have him be the one that you let you go astray and not tell you. Okay, so that's how it is that. So if that's enough picture to paint out that in so many other aspects of life, it doesn't even mean whether you are judgmental or not, that things can happen to you that you would consider a pleasant memory, but it is formed from it's your bias before, your prejudice that may make that thing to be, something you think is a good memory. Or no, which also I said, if a friend of yours, somebody whom you are well pleased, does some great mistake, if you come to pleading for mercy, you are likely to easily forgive and say, actually, it wasn't big deal anyway. You didn't even know why you took that into us so much at that first time that thing happened. Whereas the opposite, if it's somebody that actually you are not so well disposed to start with, any little mistake by a person will be overblown. Even if a third party who looks at the event may say, XYZ. Is it that thing that person did to you the other day that you are still? But I saw it too. It didn't seem to me to be that terrible as you are making. No, it's terrible. It's the most terrible thing to happen to me. So that's how it is that your memory can play you the truth or the false. Which then takes me to the point I was making that, it's not just, man, it's just a collection of memory of events. The event that happened for. You see has to judge. There still has to be a higher judgment that we use to decide what we tolerate, what we not tolerate, which memory is good enough for us to keep, which one is not. But that would be on the template of what you consider to be your life goal, your life higher purpose. So that's how it is that memory is good. Of course, if you don't remember where you're coming from, how are you going to know where you're going to go next? That's in the sense philosophical. But in the sense basic, if you don't remember where you put the car key, how are you going to drive out? If you don't remember the road you drove to yesterday, how are you going to get to the same place today? So you need memory to carry out simple day-to-day tasks. You need it for complex events. You need to recollect the song that you heard 20 years ago. That's such a pleasant song that you like at that time, that somehow went out of fashion, out of circulation, but now something cues you again to maybe you had a sound that was similar to it in another radio program somewhere, and you say, hey, that brings you back to your memory, and then you're able to. So in those abstract ways too, memory is such an important aspect of you. So if one thing I would like us to take home from all of these series about memory, how it is formed, how it is stored, is to say that a person has a part to play in the kind of memory he forms, and now you recollect events down the line. So you have a part to play, and I'd like to know what you think, my listener, about this whole topic. And if there's any other aspect of it you would like us to discuss, please chat us in the comment section. And if you like this conversation as we're having it, please do us a favor, share with all of your loved ones. Thank you very much.